What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee back with some news, some perplexing news, I guess we could say. I'm about to, share a breakdown of this with y'all, man. And the individual covering it said it's stranger than fiction. Like how in the fuck did Pras of the Fugees, formerly of the Fugees, I don't know, like, will they ever make a new album, man? For all the music fans out there, the Fugees has so many bangers. No question. Let me know where you rate them as a group, your favorite tracks and all that. As always, we got to talk about the music as well. But, like, how did Pras get involved in this whole situation, working with or for this Malaysian businessman, Joe Low? And, he's trying to gain access to the Obama and Trump administrations and money funneled into campaigns and give us that money back. It's all just a wild story, to say the least, as it's about to the jury is about to deliberate. It's this big conspiracy. He faces a gang of time. I'm sure a lot of people saw Leonardo DiCaprio was involved in testimony and whatnot, and it just seems like this Malaysian businessman was very tapped in with a lot of celebrities, actors, music artists, etc. And, he was heavily focused on gaining political influence in the U.S., to say the least. And then the whole side of the coin where Pras was a federal informant. It's just all so wild. They should make a movie about this. But, obviously the case is still going on. But let's peep what they talking about.
Jury deliberations begin today in the conspiracy trial against former Fugees rapper Pras Michel. The 1990s hip-hop star is accused of helping a Malaysian businessman gain political influence in the U.S. in exchange for millions of dollars. Closing arguments wrapped last week with lawyers for Michel arguing that he was unaware that he was acting illegally. Bloomberg senior reporter Matthew Campbell joins us now from Singapore with more on this case against Michel. Being unaware, as we already know, is not the strongest defense, because an illegal action is an illegal action. You also co-wrote an I was just about to give the rest of your... you co-wrote an investigative piece looking into this case called The Fugees, The Fugitive, and the FBI. Great title. All right, so let's talk about this case. Remind us how Michel even got involved in this situation.
This is a truly stranger than fiction story, and there are really two buckets of charges. One to do with allegedly illegal election donations to the Obama campaign, and the other to do with what the government says is illegal lobbying during the Trump administration. They both stem from Pras Michel's relationship with Joe Low, this Malaysian financier who has himself been accused of orchestrating a gigantic fraud. So there are these two sets of charges which are very different. What they have in common is this friendship that Pras had with Joe Low, who was kind of a socialite, had lots of celebrity friends around the world, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Kardashian. Pras was one of those, and he's landed in very hot water.
Yeah, so what it seems to me is that there's, he's accused of... There's a situation where it seems like he was paying for access to politicians, but then later on maybe paying to kind of tip the scales of justice or whatever because he was being investigated, if I got it correct. What is the jury...
That's right.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
The real meat of these charges have to do with alleged illegal lobbying on behalf of Joe Low, this Malaysian financier, both to get the DOJ to stop investigating him and also to do with... repatriating a critic of the Chinese government who Joe Low wanted sent back. It's a really complex case.
So that's a great point that it's really complex. What is the jury going to have to actually decide on?
Well, from a legal perspective, certainly according to the Department of Justice, which is prosecuting this case, it's pretty straightforward. Did Pras Michel violate U.S. election laws on foreign donations by allegedly funneling donations from Joe Low to the Obama campaign in 2012? And did he violate what's called FARA, the Foreign Agents Registration Act, by engaging in unregistered lobbying on behalf of Joe Low and on behalf of also allegedly the Chinese government? So that's what the jury is going to be asked to consider today. There are 11 charges in total. Of course, these are serious federal charges. So even if Michel's convicted on 1 or 2 or 3, that could still be a substantial prison sentence.
So he wasn't the only one involved in this case. What's the status of the other people?
That's right. There were several others. There have been several criminal prosecutions. One of the people who has pleaded guilty to a single count in this case is Elliot Broidy, a Republican financier who's rather well known, actually. He ended up being pardoned by President Trump in January 2021, so he never went to jail. There was Nikki Lum Davis, another person involved with this. She's a businesswoman from Hawaii, also pleaded guilty. She received a 2-year sentence. And then there's Pras's own legal advisor, a guy called George Higginbotham, who has also pleaded guilty but has not yet been sentenced. If he is going to do any time, that will be determined at the conclusion of this trial for Pras, in which George testified.
Wow. These are serious accusations or allegations. We'll see how the court case unfolds.
So there you have it, y'all. Make sure to jump in the comments with all your thoughts on this. Those that tap in with J Coffee Talk on the regular, you guys know I always put it out there that I don't delve into all the political stuff very heavily. I'm not saying I don't pay attention at all, but I'm just not all the way, tapped in on it all. But man, it just shows you the wild-ish that goes on in the political world with these campaigns, and it's insane. I don't know if I have this number correctly, but $20 million was given to try to get in with Obama and get a picture with him or whatever, and then $800,000 of that money was funneled into some Obama had. And then when Pras and this Jeff Lowe's the dude from Tiger King. What the fuck am I talking about? This Joe Lowe guy, learned of the investigation. They're like, yo, that wasn't a contribution. We need that bread back. It was a loan. I don't know, man. It's just insane. I would never think of Pras to be involved in all this wild-ish. Wyclef, wasn't he involved in some political stuff as well? I mean, I know there was allegations about politics over there in Haiti, but I believe that there was some, wasn't there some in the States as well? And then, another different situation, but another refugee camp all-star affiliate, John Forte, did a gang of time in federal prison, not tied to this at all, but just another individual, who was part of the same clique or whatever. He got some cocaine charges and did a lot of time, and I believe he ended up, was he pardoned in the end? I don't know. And you hear too in the breakdown of this, Trump pardoned someone else who was involved in this as well. I guess that individual must have pled guilty or something right away, because if I don't believe you can be pardoned out of a pending case. I believe you have to be convicted, because if you guys recall, Lil Wayne, with that Fed case he had with the plane and the guns and whatnot, he pled guilty his first court appearance, and then word leaked out, yeah, Weezy's just doing that because Trump's about to hit him with the pardon. He had that, him and Kodak had that same attorney that was tapped in with Trump. And so I don't know, that individual that they were referring to in this situation that was pardoned by Trump, I guess must have pled guilty. I don't know, I had no clue this whole case was going on. I mean, recently I've heard of it. It's been all over the news, but comment, everyone out there, had you heard about this prior to all this? I had, and were you aware that Pras was involved in the political world and all that? Let me know. I honestly did not. I'm trying to think, did I hear some ish like Pras was, brushing shoulders with people in the political realm? I don't know. I don't think I had heard that, man. I don't know. Fugees need a reunion album for sure, though. But I don't know, man. There you have it. Like I said, just hearing this, and then when you hear that gentleman say stranger than fiction. I mean, it truly sounds like this to me. Is this like House of Cards or some ish, or what do y'all think? Would this make a great movie? What is your thoughts? Definitely keep you guys updated on this. Like I said, the jury is going into deliberation. I'm no legal analyst. I like to feel like in certain instances, and more than not, I have a pretty idea what's going on in a court case if I'm following it, if the individual has a chance of beating the case or not. But when it comes to this ish, man, this is above Coffee's pay grade, to say the least. So who knows? But definitely, man, 11 charges. And you heard the guy as well. A couple convictions, not even on all the cases, just a couple of the convictions on those charges will be enough to put Pras away for a very, very long time. And then you wonder too, say he is convicted and sentenced to time. Very often, presidents pardon different people out of prison, if he had gained some good standing with certain individuals, right? Other presidents down the line at times pardon them out. Hell, we saw it with Reagan's cabinet. Motherfuckers went away for that whole Freeway Ricky Ross, CIA, Iranian Contra, cocaine conspiracy. Members of his cabinet. That's what I always tell people when people talk about like conspiracies, and I'd be saying, yo, like this is a conspiracy that, like, not all conspiracy theories are some crackpot thing. The whole Freeway Ricky Ross cocaine jump off, and how the government was putting coke in the hood and funding an illegal non-sanctioned war. That's true. That's proven. Motherfuckers from Reagan's cabinet went to prison. And then when Bush got in, he pardoned them out. But I don't know, man. Will Pras, if he is convicted, possibly be pardoned later on? I don't know. I want to know your guys' thoughts about this across the board. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to sub up and stay tuned for more content. It's Jay Coffee Talk, talking music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace. Have a great day, guys.